Okay, welcome to session E of my PPro Summer 2022 workshop. We are going to start on page 22. However, at the bottom of page 21 was a little bonus activity just showing you how to use presets. Just wanted to show you that in the effects panel up here, we do have a cool little presets folder. Now I have a bunch in there because I have installed a bunch of presets from various sources because you can install them for free. But there's also several that you'll have as well, like mosaics and solari. And some of these are sort of obnoxious. But if they say the word in, then they do their effect coming in. If they say the word out, they do their effect going out. So for instance, on my Remember to Breathe, if I grabbed mosaic out and dragged it to the tail of the clip, then now as this leaves, it mosaics off the screen like so. Now, it's not a transition, so you don't have a little button here to transition it, but notice in the effect controls over here, we actually do have the option where we can turn it off. So where it says mosaic out over here, I can just delete it. So if you try those out and they don't work for you, you can always get rid of them. But that's presets, and there's lots of presets all over the place that you can download for free. Okay, page 22, starting up this last session on advanced features. So we're going to get into things that are a little more advanced in this session. The first thing we're going to deal with is this butterfly. It just kind of appears, and it doesn't last very long, and we need it to be there for longer. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this so that we have it multiple times. Because it's a looping GIF, it'll just play over and over and over again. And there's no loop button. I don't know why there's no loop button, but there is no loop button. To duplicate a clip, and this video, still image, title, doesn't matter, hold down the Alt key while you're using the selection arrow and just drag. Okay, so in this case, I could just drag, and I have 4 of these. And then you can just snap them all right next to each other. So they're all in a nice tidy little row. Okay, and now my butterfly would stay there and play multiple times in a row because it's a nice looping GIF. However, if I then wanted to do something else to this, I'd have to do it in 4 different places because it's technically in 4 different pieces. So this is what nesting is for. So nesting is taking clips, and it could be multiple lines of clips, like multiple tracks. It doesn't just have to be one track. Nesting clips puts them all together in their own little separate timeline, but then on this screen, they just appear as one clip. Okay, so in order to do this situation here, I'm going to select all of these, and I'm just going to grab over here and drag across. And don't grab on the other line because we don't want to get that one. You can also shift click to multi-select. So click one, hold shift, click the next one, click the next one, click the next one. Either way works. But we are going to nest those, and we're going to just right click it and go to nest. And then you can give it a name. We're going to name it red butterfly because that's what it is. And hit OK. And now notice there's just one big green box called red butterfly, which I'm going to line up with the beginning of our guy there. So everything then starts at 24. So I've got my red butterfly. I've got this one. I've got that one. We're all good to go. Okay, now if we wanted to edit the red butterfly, all we have to do, if like I wanted to go in and change something else, we could double click it, and then notice these 4 pieces open up in their own little timeline. There's a timeline down here called red butterfly. So I can hit the X and close out a red butterfly, and red butterfly is now in here because it's its own little thing. So it would be in my list as its own little sequence. So that's what I was saying before. You can have multiple sequences and just drag them all in one right after another and not have to have like 7 layers of things in front of you the whole time. Okay, so I've got my red butterfly. Now at this point, we need everything to end at 30 seconds, and everything does not end at 30 seconds. So I need to get to that 30-second mark because I've got some things that are beyond that. I'm going to zoom up too real close. Okay, and we want to make sure everything ends at 30 seconds. So that... everything needs to be even here at the end. Okay, there we go. Very good. So we have everything ending at the 30-second mark. That's number 4 on page 22. Okay, I'm going to zoom back up so we can see what's going on. We've got a really nice looking sequence here at this point. Next, we are going to clean this up a little bit and add keyframes to the video lines. So we make the videos fade out. Now we've done this before with audio. We've done it with keyframes with audio. And now I'm going to show you how to do it with video. And video is even nicer. We can take, as long as we have our video track expanded, so double click by the eyeball so it's tall. We can add keyframes to video just like we can from audio. We can use the pen tool, which is, I find, the easiest way to do it with video. So you click on your pen tool, and then we're going to start at the 27-second mark. No, let's do the 28-second mark. I guess that's what I have in here. And 28, there we go. And we're just going to click on that line. So there's a line in there. That's the opacity line. And we're going to click right there, and that puts in a keyframe. We've done this before. And then we're going to go to the end. I'm going to hit my down arrow. And we're going to insert a keyframe here and just drag it down. Okay, so now the man layer, it fades out. Okay, but the other lines are not fading out. So I need to repeat this process. So just double click. Same thing. Let me zoom up a little bit again. Okay, get back to that 28 marker. And then we do the same thing here. And then at the end, and then drag down. Go to butterfly, double click it. Scroll up because I can't see. Here, at the end, pull the bottom one down all the way. I can't see it. Oops, I pulled it down too soon. Okay, over there. There we go. Okay, now they should all gently fade out. Okay, beautiful. There we go. So that fades out over those 2 seconds. So again, double clicking by those eyeballs makes those taller so we can actually see those keyframes there. Okay. If we look in the effect controls, let's say I'm going to go back to my selection here and click on the red butterfly layer. If you look in your effect controls, you will see there are opacity keyframes. See those keyframes? So in your effect controls, you also have keyframes. Now, we can add those opacity keyframes from the timeline by using that pen tool, which is really nice. But in the next session, we're going to actually use our keyframes up here to do some additional things to animate that red butterfly. Okay? So join me on page 23.